As we reflect over the last 3.5 years now in New Zealand, we can honestly say it's not been what we expected. That being said, through it, we gained valuable wisdom and experience that we really needed for working with leaders across the South Pacific.
In January, we had a really smooth, successful move to Nelson and are loving it in the South Island. And then in February and March of this year, we really set that time aside for prayer and fasting, asking the Lord to give us His vision for this new season. And it was a really amazing time. We experienced just downloads of God's love and His desire to reach this country and to reach the South Pacific in a whole new way. And we also received the much needed clarity on what our ministry priorities are going to be moving forward.
So what is God saying for the South Pacific region? Well, during our time of prayer, Jessica was actually asked to lead the team for the Women Empowered ministry, a ministry designed to connect women together and empower them to walk in their God-given identity and purpose. She clearly heard the Lord tell her to accept it and to prioritize the building of this ministry in the next season. They have multiple upcoming events this year. One of them will be during the Foursquare Conference in Anaheim at the end of May. And then there's going to be another one at a South Pacific Leaders Gathering happening in Fiji in July. In addition to serving women, these two gatherings are key for us to build and strengthen relationships with South Pacific national leaders who are finally able to travel, and where we hope to discover how we can also serve them with discipleship training in the future as well.
So what is God saying to us locally? Well, we know He's asking us to specifically pursue reaching young adults in New Zealand. So many of them are growing up with extremely limited exposure to a real relationship with Jesus, and they're also deeply struggling with mental health. And so we're praying and we are believing for youth and young adults here to have radical encounters with God that will change their life and will change the future of this nation. Practically, the first step that God has asked us to take is to start a missions training program for young adults called Missions Immersion. And our first class consists of 4 dynamic young ladies from the US. Destiny, Crystal, Katarina, and Alex are going to be landing in New Zealand this July for 10 months. We're meeting with them right now on Zoom every week for discipleship and missions training in preparation for them to live and work in the Nelson community with the mission of reaching and discipling young adults. Also, we're so excited to announce that friends of ours, Andrew and Jennifer, who partnered with us in ministry in California, are moving out as well at the end of June. And all 8 of us together will form the launch team for a Solid Lives house church network that will focus on reaching young adults in Nelson and beyond.
We are so grateful that God is giving us opportunities to see lives change in this region of the world, and we could not do it without you. Please pray for God's wisdom and power to flow in abundance as we enter a season of building each of these ministries. Please also pray with us for those joining us that God would provide all the finances they need, as well as jobs and housing here in Nelson. Finally, we are in the process of applying for permanent residency here in New Zealand, so please agree with us that it's all going to go smoothly.
Lastly, if you are in Southern California, we would love the chance to see you and catch up while we're there. So May 20th and 21st, we're going to be giving an update at all the services of the Rock Anaheim. And on May 28th, we're going to be sharing at God's house in Hesperia. So again, please come out, see us. We would love to give you a hug. Now, we just want to share with you the words of Philippians 1:3-5, which echo our hearts towards you. It says, "I thank my God in all my remembrance of you, always in every prayer of mine for you, all making my prayer with joy, because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now."
Again, we are so grateful for you. Together, we are making disciples that make disciples.